it was another good week of the C-ball hitball sports for Mississippi State. Technically, the other sports were there is news. Mississippi State men's basketball lost the opening round of the SEC tournament to Auburn and Keyshawn Murphy, and finished the season on a 6-game losing streak. They do not make the tournament of any kind.
Shout out Keyshawn Murphy for also not making the tournament.
Correct.
Just want to toss it out there.
Correct. Twitter, that's been said by many burners on Twitter over the last 4 to 5 days, but say it again. That's fine. It's 2027 basketball season now for Mississippi State and Auburn. So, women's basketball also, they did not go 0-1, but they finished the game on a 5-game losing streak and do not make the postseason of any kind.
Not even the NIT?
I don't think
Did y'all decline? Or?
I think we had to have declined because I didn't see us in the NIT.
I just don't see y'all falling that far to where you don't make the NIT.
There was, I think, a 16-16 Missouri made it.
Yeah.
And we were 18-14, and we had some pretty big wins. So I think it was.
Declined, then.
I think we probably declined it. But now for the good sports, the C-ball hitball sports. As we are a C-ball hitball school, baseball goes 2-2. We started off the week with an electric comeback Tuesday evening in Biloxi. The broadcast was not electric, but the game was. And talking to people who were there, the Ace Reese Grand Slam was incredible. We were down 7-2 in the bottom of the 7th, and then a 7-run inning, which included that Ace Reese Grand Slam, gave us the lead, and then Tulane didn't score again. We ended up winning 11-7. So we scored 9 unanswered runs. And then this weekend, we went up to Arkansas to open SEC play. Lost the game Friday night, and then Saturday played a doubleheader, I believe, due to weather. But we played a doubleheader on Saturday. Game 1, the offense looked the same as it has through the first 15 or so games. It looked great. And then game 2, we end up losing. I can't remember the exact score. End up losing game 3, and a lot of people were blaming it on
9-2 or something like that.
Yeah, 7-2. I think they had 7.
Yeah.
Some people were blaming it on like the pitching, not the pitching, but the behind the plate play. And I just have in my notes that we've now lost 2 games due to wild pitches and pass balls. And then I would say that the game 3 loss to Arkansas was not due to that, given we lost by 5. But you could argue that if that happens, we don't fall apart. And I think we had a 5 or 6 run inning that we gave up that started with like the number of strike 3 wild pitches where the guy safely advances to first has been like crazy to me. Because like every time I feel like it's pretty standard that when the ball's in the dirt, the guy's not getting to first. That's the norm, I would say.
Yes.
I feel like on average, if we've got a drop strike 3, they are reaching first safely. And I don't know if our pitchers just have that much like.
Who's the catcher?
It's been 2 different catchers.
Who?
Sean James and Andrew Raymond. Both of them
Do
sophomores.
either of them hit at least?
All right, not great. Our third option at catcher, Kevin Maluski, has been hurt, I believe, for the majority of the start of this season. So I feel like the catching situation is still like I think it'll get figured out ideally.
Sure.
Hopefully Kevin Maluski gets healthy and he plays like he was supposed to. He's a huge guy too. Like he's supposed to bring a lot of power for a catcher. He can throw guys out as second. So hopefully he gets to 100% and kind of brings some consistency to that position. The other C-ball, hitball, diamond sport, softball went 3-2. I worked the softball game Tuesday. My boss texted me last Sunday and said, "Hey, do you want to work softball?" I said, "Sure, I'll be there." I get there, and she's like, "Okay, like here's what you're going to do, for the game, and then it'll end, and then we'll start game 2. And I go, "Game 2?" She goes, "Yeah, it's a doubleheader. I didn't tell you because I was worried you'd say no and wouldn't work." So that's how I got tricked into working 2 softball games. But I had a blast. It was a fun Tuesday games, and then the weekend was awesome. Number 1 Tennessee comes into town. They have not lost a game. Game 1 was incredible. Tennessee had 4 hits. We had 1, and neither of us had scored a run through the first 8 innings. In the top of the 9th, Tennessee had a 2-out, 3-run home run to go up 3-0. Taylor Troutman hits a leadoff home run in the next, and it was like, wow, now the bats come to life. Tennessee wins that game 3-1. We answer in game 2, 0-all in the 7th. Taylor Troutman hits her second home run of the series, this time a walk-off home run. And then game 3, the pitching staff for Tennessee was just elite, and we end up losing that game. But we set a single-game regular season record for News Park on campus for us. So that was really cool. The game we were behind is a super regional game from a couple of years ago.
Gotcha.
And then we also set a 3-day period record for News Park. So
Shout
a couple
out.
records were set. We're still ranked 13th via Softball America, so the softball team didn't really fall in anyone's estimation due to that loss. Like I said, Tennessee's been incredible. We gave them their first loss of the season this weekend, so that's really cool. And then in the final C-ball, hit-ball sports, men's and women's tennis. Men's tennis goes 2-0 and continues kind of their dominant run. They go to number 14 South Carolina, win that 4-3. They go to number 22 Florida and win that 4-3. And then women's tennis goes 1-1 on the week. A tough loss to Vanderbilt. They win the doubles and go up 1-0. And I really thought they had a chance. They were winning several of their matches. Courts.
Yeah.
It would be courts would be the correct. I think they were winning on several courts, but they end up losing that game to Vanderbilt, which was tough. But they bounced back and beat Missouri on Sunday, and they're now 13-5 and 2-5 in conference play, which doubles their conference win total from the previous 3 years combined, going 0-15 last year, 1-12, and 0-13 the 2 years before that. So
Hey, it's only looking up.
double the conference win total from the previous 3 years combined, and if we get one more win, it will be the most conference wins we've had in a season since 2018 or 2019. That season. So it's trending up. I think that they have a real argument for the most improved team on campus.
I don't know. The football team's turnaround was quite impressive.
Yes.
According to who?
I'm talking about doubling wins. They doubled their win total.
But if you ask the consensus of state students,
That you make a good point, but you ask the consensus of state students, they go, "We have a women's tennis team."
This is true. This is why I'm trying to let the state students know that we have a women's tennis team, and they're not elite yet, but they're getting better. They might be the most improved team. I also think there's an
They're probably the
argument
most
to be
improved
made for the baseball team being the most improved, not because they were really, really bad, but because they are hopefully very, very good now.
Yeah.
So you have to look at where they were and where they are now. So
Do y'all see FanDuel Sports was throwing Mississippi State shade today?
mm-mm.
They put out a graphic and it was like, I don't remember what the headline is, but it was like the only teams to not make a bowl game or have their women's or men's basketball team make the tournament. So they definitely just like went and looked at all the 5 and 7 or worse football teams.
Yeah.
Because they put out a thing. They're like, yeah, we're aware Mississippi State made a bowl game, but since they were 5 and 7, and it was like, no, y'all just clearly goofed.
Yeah, that's stupid.
But they throw some unnecessary shade because shout out the academic weapons that is Mississippi State's football team. They made a bowl game.
Yep. So that is your Mississippi State weekly update, and we will be back next week, and we'll get to talk about our first home series of conference play for baseball, and hopefully our first conference win or conference series win for softball as well.